Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
I've got gas in my car, and I'm assuming you do as well, if you have a car. My question to you is, how much is gas where you're at right now, or petrol, as some people call it? Gasoline, fuel. How much is it per gallon or liter? Yeah, I know, metric system, blah, 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 blah. How much is it? Is it expensive? Because I'm guessing it is. One of the reasons why I'm glad I work at home. I don't have to travel very far. And usually I only travel to, get more gas. Really don't drive a lot, which is a good thing, saving the environment and everything. I've got this top 5 list here from Benny Mac. Benny Mac, top 5 list on how to save on gas. He says, hey, I'm GarthMan03 in chat and on YouTube. I don't know if you've done one of these lists before. Tried to thumb through your YouTube videos. Didn't find anything, so I decided to make one of my own. I think it's been a while. We've talked about saving gas, but this is a good perspective because, Benny notes, I've worked in the automotive industry for the better part of a decade, and I'm always looking for ways to save money and spend on gadgets. With gasoline being the biggest economic cruncher right now, I've made a list of ways to save money on gas. Here are my top 5 lists for saving money at the pump. Number 1, avoid hard braking and accelerating. Hurry up and wait should not be a part of your normal driving lifestyle. Sure, there are times when you need to get somewhere in a hurry. GameStop, 8 a.m., 6/17/08. Apparently there's a game that's going to be released then. But normally you should give yourself enough time to get where you're going. So take that time and you'll find that you could save a whopping 20% on your fuel consumption. 20%. Number 2, keep tires properly inflated. I know this sounds like common sense if you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires, but you'd be surprised by the number of vehicles I work on that have too low or too high pressure in their tires. Make an investment of under $2 and buy a tire gauge. A properly inflated tire can increase fuel economy by 2 to 3%. A good rule is to check your tires every time you fill up and before long trips. Be sure to check them before you're on the road for too long, as heat caused by friction between your tires and the road causes air to expand and can give a false reading. Also, go by the recommended tire pressure for your vehicle. It can be found in either your owner's manual or on a tire placard in the driver's door, provided he even has he's posted a couple of links here. I don't know if we're going to embed them, but number 3, unless your vehicle calls for top-grade gasoline, use the cheap stuff and supplement with gas treatment. Many people think that the more expensive grade of gasoline yields better fuel economy. While this might be true for some vehicles, there's a much more cost-efficient way to get the same effect. The cost difference between regular and premium unleaded at my local station is around 40 cents, a difference of $6 for an average 15-gallon tank. Use regular unleaded and take half the difference, or maybe less, depending on where you shop, and buy a bottle of gas treatment, giving you back the fuel economy and perhaps more, while at the same time reducing the pollution of your car gives off in exhaust, protecting the environment. Go green. Number 4, change your air and fuel filter. Imagine yourself being dehydrated, tying a scarf tightly around your neck and running 1 mile. Now take the scarf off, drink all the water you can, and do it again. No doubt that the second mile will be easier than the first, if you have oxygen and fluids that your body needs to perform. That's what makes all the difference. The same holds true for your car's engine. Your car needs to breathe and cannot with a dirty, clogged air filter. Replacing your dirty air filter can increase fuel economy by up to 10%, and having a clean fuel filter isn't just saving around 5%, it can also prevent a fuel pump going out. If you ever had that happen, you know how painful it can be. I had one fuel pump give out. It was painful, like in the wallet, painful. Number 5, use FICs or fuel injection cleaners every time you change your oil. That's about $5. This kind of tip ties in with the air and fuel filter changings, but I believe it's important enough to get its own bullet. Fuel injectors can clog up over time, causing them to not get the proper air-to-fuel ratio for the best fuel economy. Using FICs is a cheap way to keep fuel injection systems clean and running smoothly. The difference between a clogged fuel injector and a clean one can be up to 6%. He says, with these tips, you're able to save up to 44% or more at $3 a gallon and 15,000 miles a year. That's over $800 a year while spending less than $50. What would you do with an extra $750 a year? Now, he links off to, looks like GUMOUT.com, FRAM.com, and GasBuddy.com. I think the interesting thing about that is, we all need gas if we drive. and saving as much money as we can is something that I think is not just in our best interest, but these things can also, I mean, he's got a couple tips in here that can be healthy for the environment as well. And I'm not saying that you should stop driving. I mean, it's just not practical for some of us. It's just not. I know we've also done, I've written up something on, I think, not spark plugs, what are they called? There's a new kind of spark plug that's out there, but it's not called a spark plug. And I did a blog post about it. And I still get comments on that to this day, including someone from the company that makes these things. I read about it in Popular Science magazine, and it was, no, not a jumper cable. No, Google, here, this is the power of a live chat room. Google for me, do spark plugs Pirillo. What were they called? In a couple seconds. See, this is the nice thing. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you have any other tips related to automobiles or, how we can save money in general, I'll take them. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. And I'm doing this like pretty much, live 24 hours a day. Typically talking tech here, but this is absolutely live. Pulse plugs. Thank you so much, OmniDragon. Pulse plugs. This chat room is also live. It's very interactive, hence the value of doing it live. And the nice thing is that even if I'm not sitting in this chair, or if I'm not paying attention to the chat room, it still is going on down here beneath the logo that's sliding off my laptop. Although it's not really on my laptop, it's just on my desk, really. It's a notebook computer then, not on my lap. Wicket, come here. He's still mad because I don't use ethanol. Sorry to offend any Iowans. I just don't like corn. I grew up in Iowa. I never liked corn. I like corn nuts, and I like corn chips. I like popcorn, but regular old corn. I put it in my tank once. Didn't work. And that's how that fuel pump thing. How was I supposed to know I had to go through a process? No one told me that. Jeez. You got my email address. You got my website. So we'll see you soon at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.